So this is the Light Bridge. It's located in one of the most famous rooms in the entire Halo franchise. And at the bottom of this room lies a giant foggy pit. Now I've always wondered, what's at the bottom of this pit? Is it even possible to get down there? Let's give it a shot! So the Light Bridge room is located on the mission Halo. Now this is the second mission in Halo Combat Evolved. And this room is the first Forerunner structure that the player enters on the Halo ring. After saving the Marines and killing the Covenant at the first tower, the Pelican pilot, Foehammer, drops off a Warthog for you to use to enter this area. This cave triggers the famous dialogue from Katana where she says, "This cave is not a natural formation." After taking a few turns through the hallways, you'll then enter the giant chasm of the Light Bridge room. The player objective is to activate the currently deactivated Light Bridge. Then the player is supposed to take their Warthog across and continue through the mission. The game developers of Halo Combat Evolved, Bungie, took this room a step further. They designed this completely unnecessary area, and this foggy area takes up the majority of this room. But the thing is, they loved putting these massive areas in, and then providing the player with no way to get to them. And the Light Bridge pit is no exception. This pit is about 500 feet from the top of the playable area. To make matters worse, the walls surrounding this are pretty much vertical. To make things even worse, in Halo Combat Evolved, there's a fall timer. This means that after 3 seconds, you automatically die. So there's not really a way to reach this with your player. That begs the question, how are we going to do this? Well, we'd need a Warthog. So first, we'd have to play through the mission and kill all the waves of enemies to get Foehammer to drop this off. Fine guys, I'll play on the OG for a little bit.
Ugh. Oh! You can do that. It's disgusting.
Okay, so before we get into this, I want to address something. One of the most common comments I get on Halo Combat Evolved videos is that I shouldn't be using the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary graphics and instead should be using the original. And I'm just gonna come out and say it. I like the Anniversary graphics. To me, it feels like a more new experience of playing Halo. And I don't mean that just because the graphics are newer. It just kind of feels like a different game. And to be honest, I really only played Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary one time ever. If you ever had a copy of this on the Xbox 360, you know that this game was fundamentally broken. The input lag was so bad out of the box that the game was unplayable. Also, you might notice that I switch between graphics. I do this in Halo 2 as well, and the reason is simple. Historically, every single video that I've done on a dark mission like, say, Quarantine Zone in Halo 2 doesn't perform well. That's because the missions are just too dark. When you're scrolling through YouTube, it's not something that catches your eye. And if you're not aware, I only started making long-form videos, well, putting effort into long-form videos this year. For nearly a year and a half, I really only uploaded YouTube Shorts. So that's why I play in whatever variation of the game is more vibrant in that particular space that I'm doing a trick or glitch. Okay, enough with the yap fest. I wanted to address that once and for all, and there was no more perfect time than this section of the mission because there's like 6 waves of enemies. It takes forever.
All right, get in the drop pod. We're gonna go.
I'm in the hog. I'm in your mom. All right, get in.
All right, I'm in the Pelican right now. I'm inside the Pelican.
Anyways, after 6 minutes, the Pelican finally arrived. Our next step was our most simple and also our most challenging. We'd need to take the Warthog into the Light Bridge chasm and figure out a way to get down.
Oh, I fell through. All right, guys, that was the video today. I got inside a Pelican. Next time we'll try to get somewhere else. Oh, you're gonna make me throw up, dude.
Okay. I want to throw up every day.
Every day I wake
look
up.
At these clear graphics. No, people are gonna kill me. Actually, it looks pretty good in the classic graphics here.
Yeah, that looks good.
They really were like the lighting in this game. We just
like
need
fog,
to set
dude.
the mood.
They're like fog, bro. Fog.
Is this the right way?
Wait. Stop going in circles.
I have to go set the stage. I want to get all the way to the bottom of this pit right here.
Let me see. All right, I got this. Watch.
Guess
I got pretty far.
Technically you are at the bottom of the pit now. So if you weren't aware by now and you're not a regular viewer of the show, no, I'm not playing with John Goodman. I was playing with my brother, and his first attempt to just jump into the pit with his player didn't work. So that brings us back to the solution I mentioned earlier in the video, the Warthog. So how was I planning on using the Warthog to scale a 500-foot vertical wall face? Well, one of the walls at the side isn't completely vertical. And, almost like the game developers planned it, there's a little ramp to get to this slanted wall. But if you were to go off this ramp, the wall is a little bit too far for your Warthog to reach. But luckily, just across from it is a support beam structure. I don't know, all this Forerunner stuff looks the same. But realistically, this support beam structure is within reach of the Warthog if you could get going fast enough in the air by ramping off of this platform. Then, if I could somehow land perfectly flush with this diagonal wall, hypothetically, the Warthog tires would have enough friction that I could fall slow enough to not die from fall timer. In Halo Combat Evolved, you can also fall further while you're in a vehicle before you die.
So when you get older, you don't care anymore.
So at this point, my brother activated the light bridge, which is an automatic checkpoint. I had myself and the Warthog in perfect position to replicate these attempts over and over.
Oh, my balls. My big balls.
Alex, we're trying to get footage for the light bridge. After activating the light bridge, I had just a short walk between the Warthog at the platform and my first attempt.
If you literally just drive off the edge, okay. I was gonna say, there's no way a trick is that easy.
So our first attempt was, in a word, horrible. From where our Warthog was parked, we weren't even close to touching the support beam long enough to get our Warthog to the bottom of the map. We died before we even touched it in the first place. So, obviously, we'd have to back up on our second attempt. Assuming you died.
Yes.
On my third attempt, I decided to not wait for my brother to get in the Warthog. Waiting for the second player to get in the Warthog took an extra 5 to 10 seconds every single time. I had no idea how long this was going to take, or even if I was going to be able to pull it off. So I gave my brother a break and let him sit on the sideline while I attempted this. But then, I ran into my first issue. Should have parked the Warthog closer. I initially thought I was making a smart call by parking the Warthog on the platform. Obviously, I wanted my vehicle to be close to where I was attempting this. But after activating the light bridge, the checkpoint takes you back to the switch. And at this point, walking to the Warthog every single time and backing it up before ramping it off the platform was my biggest time sink. I'm a fool. I suck now? This isn't nearly as easy as I thought it would be. It's taking me like a minute each time. It's almost one of the ones, if I keep failing it, I'm like, I'm gonna frickin' restart the damn mission, it'll be faster.
I don't know.
Almost made it. So at this point, I had a little bit of a conundrum. I was considering restarting the mission and parking the Warthog closer to where the switch is. This would save me about a minute every single attempt. But I also was insanely close to making this. So, because I was so close, I decided to stick it out a little bit longer. So I need to hit it going full speed. On these attempts, I was testing different variations of how far back I would take the Warthog before ramping it off the platform. In addition to this, I was testing to see what braking would do, specifically if I hit the brakes just as I was going off the edge. And I found out that not hitting it full speed led to my Warthog just flipping over. If I was going to do this, I would need the wheels to land flat. I suck. So after about 10 attempts, I wasn't able to get my Warthog to land wheels down one singular time. So I made the decision to restart the mission so that I could save more time by parking the Warthog closer to the switch. We might have to restart this mission, dude. Walking to this Warthog is painful.
Painful.
Where should I put this? Right up here? After 20 minutes, we were finally back to the light bridge room. I parked my Warthog in its new spot just directly under the switch. Now, the only walk would be the ramp in between the light bridge switch and the floor of this structure. We once again hit the light bridge switch, which activated a checkpoint. We were now ready to start attempting this again.
Am I staying up here?
Yeah. With this Warthog in this new position, I was able to successfully eliminate about 50 seconds per attempt. Not only was the Warthog closer, but I no longer had to back up. I could just drive straight from this location right off the ramp. Now, I just need to make it. Come on. But at least I'm getting attempts in now instead of 5 minutes of walking.
What are we?
Ah. After over 20 failed attempts, I still hadn't come that close to touching my Warthog wheels on the slanted platform. I knew that I would need to somehow adjust the way that my Warthog was flying off the ledge. But there's a little bit of a problem with that. There are these two barriers leading up to the platform that are spaced out perfectly so your Warthog can fit through. But by the time you get to the platform, it doesn't give you much time for adjustments. I wasn't ready to give up just yet, but I was starting to get discouraged. I literally cannot do this now.
Figure it out.
This time I decided to do something different. Right as the Warthog was about to go off the platform, I would come in at a diagonal. Then I would whip the Warthog the other direction just as I was about to go off the platform. I think I may have figured it out.
Alright, glad I was here for you.
My first attempt with this new approach was actually promising. Now I just needed to run it back and see if it could be replicated. And it could. My second attempt doing this also happened to be my second time that I actually got the Warthog in the correct orientation while hitting the wall. So, in what amounts to an instant, I went from I can't do this to this might actually be possible after all. So after a few more attempts, I was still terrible, but I had an idea. With this new method, what if I had my brother in the Warthog as a weight displacement tool? Maybe it would be easier with 2,000-pound people in this Warthog. Try getting in the hog again.
Enjoying not doing anything, man. Can you stop, like, drinking so sexually? So seductively? Well, I see what the problem is. You're not going fast enough.
Well, I think your fat ass changes the trajectory as well.
Listen, we're both 2-ton mega Spartans and Why'd you just slow down right there? Why'd you do that?
Didn't.
I figured it out.
It's much better with the second player. So maybe we could pull it off this way.
I think just all women are really loud on the phone. I think it's just how that goes. Like, oh yeah. I don't know where you got it from. Yeah.
Oh, come on, hit the wheels. Oh, come on.
No, that's it. Ooh, okay, never mind.
So I need to twist a little bit before I go.
I think I got that wrong.
Get that right. Get that right. Why'd you get out? I
didn't get out.
Warthog rejected me.
Correct. Factual.
So a little bit of a twist right before we go is what it takes. At this point, we were at the hour and 15-minute mark. While we had a 0% success rate at about 40 attempts, we were getting closer and closer to the bottom of the map and living. We're making progress. Oh no!
I get it.
Now that I know it can twist, I might not need you.
Thank God.
So after the 50th attempt, I decided to ditch my brother. I was pretty certain that doing the twist with the Warthog before flying off the platform was the determining factor in whether or not I landed my wheels on the wall. While having a second player in the Warthog may have had some effect, I concluded that this didn't really matter as much. But then, after a few solo attempts, I had it. Come on, keep going. Oh. Doing this trick was a game of micro adjustments. The last attempt was the first time that I had had all 4 wheels successfully touch the wall. And while I either failed or didn't, I could feel that I was getting closer and closer. This is like a Warthog Driver Simulator. It's like playing Trials HD, but with a Warthog.
Oh, I hate Trials HD. It's so hard. So addictive, though.
Say something funny.
Your mother is a whore. Sorry, that was just true. It wasn't funny. Closer,
Getting much closer. Come on, so dumb. At this point, we were at the 2-hour mark of filming, and I really still hadn't come that close to getting the Warthog to the bottom of the map. I was getting ready to give up. If you put it into hours, I had driven more in Halo this week than I had driven in real life. Is this even possible?
I don't know, man. We should give up.
No, I can't give up. I gotta give it a shot.
I can't give up. I can't disappoint the fans, man.
So at this point, I was just ready to give it one more try. The difficulty of this challenge was insane. Maybe I just suck. Whatever. Here's the final attempt. You. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm sliding, I'm sliding. Boom! Let's go, dude. Just as I was about to give up all hope.
The secret is doubts.
Now I'm going to drive back up the wall. Sweet, look at this. There's no extra pit things over here, it's just a corner. So this pit was just a giant foggy area with 2 lanes and then an open square area. In driving around this, I discovered a pile of grenades from my brother trying to reach the bottom of the map earlier. Of course, he tried to do this by jumping directly off of the bridge, but I had a thought. He was still up there, so what if he got a checkpoint later in the mission and then I tried to Warthog launch back up? I wasn't sure if this would work though, because the grenade pile was not really that close. In Halo Combat Evolved, to do a grenade stack explosion, the grenades need to be very close to each other. But there isn't a way to move them with a gun. So I park my Warthog over where the most grenades are. I say that in quotations because there were only a few, and I had my brother get a checkpoint.
More crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell.
I just keep... Did I get a checkpoint?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, why do I keep phasing back?
There's no way this is going to get me there. So as quickly as this idea came to us, it failed. We just didn't have nearly enough power to get all the way back up. So we did a little bit more exploring. I'm going to back up now.
You gonna back up?
Shoot the Warthog gun backwards to give us forward momentum.
Alright. Working. It's working.
But check it out, dude. Isn't it sick?
Pretty sick. Let's go check it out a little bit. Wow, it sure is black in here.
Come on, man. Not cool. There ain't much down here, but it's pretty cool. There's a whole racetrack. Getting down is the challenge, though. Now I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes. Say something funny.
Cool.
We need some dialogue for down here.
Shut the f*** up. I'm not going to say something funny. You little mother...
Wow. That's a lot of bleeps I'm going to have to do. Dude, this is so freaking long. I'm going to time the amount of time that it takes to get from one side to the other. Dude, that took 19 seconds just to drive across the bottom of this damn thing. Looks a lot cooler in the anniversary graphics than the original graphics. There's posts down here that don't exist in the original. You see these pointy posts? There's even more up there. Why are those there? It's almost like secondary light bridges. I don't think they thought this one out too much. Ceiling looks crazy though. They have all these light posts everywhere. Why do I see headlights?
Dude, I just hit a raccoon or something. foggy out here. Like, this shit is dangerous. Probably should slow down. Oh, oh, dude.
Do you have any last parting words?
You know, do you ever doubt yourself?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification.
And let us know, do you think that JFK did 9/11?